Let's build some Daleks from the Chibnall era. Now, obviously I'm no stranger to the Daleks. In fact, pretty much all but one of my videos based around Doctor Who has been Dalek related. We've done the Time War design, the classic series, Paradigm Daleks, even given the Special Weapons Dalek its own video. However, I figured I haven't done these two yet, so I'd give them their own dedicated video. So a bit about these Daleks. First appearing in Resolution, the Recon Scout Dalek made its debut, and it's definitely made its mark, spending most of the episode outside of its casing. The Dalek would go on to possess a human called Lynn and use her as a puppet to collect parts of its original shell so it could rebuild it out of scrap metal, creating a makeshift casing. The casing is destroyed with a modified microwave oven, and the Dalek creature is launched into a supernova. It wasn't until the sequel story Revolution of the Daleks did the defense drone make its appearance. Being modelled after the stolen remains of the Recon Scout from GCHQ by a man named Jack Robertson, with the intention of using them as an aid for police and security, a cloned Scout mutant hijacked the security drones and altered them to be suitable for the newly cloned Dalek army. The new army's life was short-lived as the Death Squad Daleks were brought to Earth as a means of wiping them all out. Admittedly, that was the briefest explanations for these two Daleks. But I do love to add a little bit of context, and these are from my favourite Dalek stories, but I also don't want the video to be super long. Now, as I mentioned, the Recon Scout was a precursor for the Defence Drone Daleks, which is why I plan to show you both of them, as they do share a lot of techniques on how to build them. So let's do them in story order, and we will begin with the Recon Scout. Here's what you're going to need. Let's start with the core. Take 4 2x2 plates and make 2 stacks. Then you'll need to place 4 coin and snot bricks onto one of the stacks. Once you've done that, place the other stack on top of the bricks. To finish the core, add a round open stud tile onto the top. Now set the core aside for later. For the front panel, take a brown 2x3 plate and place a square plate followed by a 1x2 plate on top of it. Take the front panel along with another 2x3 plate and 2 square plates and apply studs and round tiles to it. Now take the front and back panels and attach them to the core. Next, take 4 dark grey slope pieces and attach plates to them like so. Then for 2 of them, also attach a 1x1 brick. Now slot the slopes onto the back and front pieces to create the rim of the skirt. Now place the square plates on the sides, with the round tiles being towards the front. Moving on to the upper half of the body, take an all-sided snot brick and insert a short dark grey bar into the top of it. Now take a light grey slope piece, a plate, and a towel, and attach them to the brick like so. Now take 2 plates with handles and attach towels onto them. Once you've done that, attach them to the sides of the brick. For the appendages, take a dark grey claw arm and attach a light grey flower to the end. Now clip this and a dark grey bar holder onto the handles. Lastly, we have the dome part. Take a light transparent red radar dish and a round plate with a hole and slot them onto the top of the snot brick. Take another claw piece and snap it to the bar piece. Insert a dark grey open stud and regular trans light blue stud together and attach it to the end of the claw. Now all that's left to do is to add a brown radar dish to the top and then add the upper body to the skirt. And voila! You've created a Recon Scout. Now for the defence drone, the steps for the skirt core and the upper half are the exact same, since they're supposed to represent the same design, so I'll skip over them. However, the defence drone has a different skirt design, so we'll go through that. Here are the pieces you'll need for the skirt. For the front panel, take a black 2x3 plate and 3 smaller plates, 2 black and 1 transparent, and attach them together like this. Now take the front panel and another 2x3 plate and attach them both to the core, adding another small plate to the back panel. Now take 4 light grey slope pieces and slot 1x1 bricks onto all of them. Once you've done that, simply slot them onto the front and back of the skirt. Take a black jumper plate and add a round tile. Then repeat that 3 more times, and then attach them to the front and back plates. Now add a left and right wedge plate to the sides along with 2 rail plates. Now add some silver grill plates to those sides. Now, as I said before, the instructions for the mid-section are the exact same. Just switch out most of the pieces for black, light grey and transparent colours of your choosing. For the closed claw arm, take a light grey hollow stud piece and place a black stud onto it and slot it onto the arm. Then, simply stick the midsection onto the skirt and hey presto, you now also have a defence drone. Now I will say, these don't look too bad. When making them, I went in with the goal to make sure that these Daleks had their own little design elements that were unique to them, and I think I managed to pull it off. One of the things I've enjoyed doing with each of these models is I'd build off one element from the previous, and if you watch all the Dalek videos back to back, you can kind of see that happens, so it's nice to see an evolution of a design. But that, my dears, crosses off the last Dalek variant that's been seen on screen. Will I try the Emperors or some of the other variants in the expanded media? Maybe one day, when I'm a bit more confident with my building skills. Until then, I need to think of something else to fill that gap. Might see what the Cybermen are up to, who knows. And that's where we'll finish up. Hope you enjoyed. If you want to check out the previous episodes, this season's playlist is on the screen now. For today's music pick, we have Rebuilt from Doctor Who Series 11's soundtrack. If you're interested in what's coming up next, then click subscribe. Thank you all for watching, and I will see you all next time. Fare thee well.